It started on a quiet Thursday morning, the kind of morning where sunlight creeps lazily across rooftops, and the city feels almost muted. A woman wakes to find a mysterious package at her doorstep. Inside, a blood-stained scarf, a silver pocket watch, and a note that chills her to the bone: "You are the only one who can stop it." But what is this proof of a crime that hasn't even happened yet? Tonight, we dive into a story of shadows, secrets, and warnings from the unknown. Stay close, because some crimes are more terrifying before they even occur. It started on a quiet Thursday morning. The kind of morning where sunlight creeps lazily across rooftops, and the city hum feels distant, almost muted. Emma Keller, a 32-year-old freelance journalist living alone on Elm Street, was halfway through her cup of coffee when the doorbell rang. She wasn't expecting anyone. At her doorstep sat a small, nondescript cardboard box. No return address. No delivery label. Just her name, printed neatly in black ink. The handwriting wasn't familiar. She frowned, hesitated, then picked it up. It was heavier than it looked. She turned it over, no markings, no stamps. Just the box. Her gut told her something was off. Instead of opening it right away, she called the local police's non-emergency line. The dispatcher told her to photograph it, keep her distance, and wait for someone to check it out. But after nearly an hour of silence, her curiosity got the better of her. She carefully cut through the thick brown tape. Inside was a smaller, black wooden box, ornate, expensive-looking. The craftsmanship was almost obsessive. Her heart began to race. She opened it. Inside was a folded piece of paper and, beneath it, a sealed evidence bag. The note was typewritten and chillingly short. "Emma. What you are holding is proof. Proof of a crime that will happen. You are the only one who can stop it." Her breath caught. She looked down at the evidence bag. Inside were a blood-stained scarf, a silver pocket watch, and a pair of keys. The scarf looked fresh. Damp, almost sticky. The pocket watch was engraved with the initials JR, and the keys were old, heavy, and unlike anything she'd seen before. Her first thought was that it was some kind of twisted prank, a performance art piece, maybe. But something about the precision of it all felt real. She called her friend Darren, a detective with the city police. When he arrived an hour later, the box sat on her table between them like something alive, something waiting. Darren put on gloves, inspected the contents carefully. He photographed each item, jotted down notes, and looked at her with concern. "Who sent this?" he asked. "I don't know. There's no return address. Just that note." He read it aloud: "Proof of a crime that will happen. You're the only one who can stop it." He looked up. "Do you have any enemies, Emma? Any recent stories that might have upset someone?" She shook her head. "Nothing. I write about local politics and small-town corruption. Nothing like this." He exhaled. "Okay. I'm taking this to the precinct. Forensics can test the blood, maybe trace the watch or keys. But don't touch anything else." That night, Emma barely slept. Every creak in her apartment made her jump. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The next morning, Darren called. His tone was tight. "Emma, the blood on the scarf. It's human. Type O, female. And it's fresh, less than 12 hours old." Her stomach dropped. "That's impossible. I got the package yesterday morning." "I know," Darren said quietly. "And that's what worries me." They ran the initials from the watch, JR, through every database they could think of. Eventually, one hit came up. Jacob Reynolds. Reported missing 5 years ago. Last seen near Elm Street. Emma dove into research. She spent hours combing through archives, reading old case files. Jacob Reynolds had vanished without a trace. No body, no suspects, no clues. Until now. Late that night, as she sat surrounded by her notes, her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Check your mailbox. 8:03 p.m. Don't tell anyone. Her pulse spiked. She went outside. Inside her mailbox was another box, smaller, lighter. Inside it, a single photograph. It showed a woman lying on the floor of her apartment, a scarf around her neck. Emma's breath froze in her chest. The woman in the photo was her. And the timestamp on the image read, tomorrow, 8:15 p.m. Her phone rang. Darren. She lifted the photo to the camera. It's me, she whispered. Tomorrow. That's me. He went silent for several seconds. Then, Emma, get out. Now. She packed what she could and drove to the nearest motel, hands trembling on the wheel. Every shadow outside the window seemed to move. She switched motels twice that night, too afraid to stay in one place. Days passed. No new messages. No boxes. Just that creeping sense that something terrible was still coming. Then, on the third night, another text came. Meet me. Elm Street. Midnight. Come alone. Every rational part of her screamed not to go. But something deeper, the same instinct that made her a journalist, pushed her forward. She didn't tell Darren. She knew he'd try to stop her. At midnight, she stood on the corner of Elm Street. The air was cold and sharp. A man stepped out of the shadows, mid-30s, face partly hidden beneath a hood. I know you're scared, he said quietly. But you need to see this. He handed her a small box and turned to leave. Wait, she called. Who are you? He didn't answer. Inside the box was a USB drive and a single typed letter. The crime will happen tomorrow night. 9 p.m. Victim, Henry Wilkins. 142, Elm Street. Mr. Wilkins, her elderly neighbor. Emma's hands shook as she read the next lines. You can stop it. If you act. She didn't know whether to call the police or believe any of it. But she couldn't ignore it. She drove to Mr. Wilkins' house, heart pounding. The door was unlocked. Inside, he was asleep in his recliner, TV humming softly. Alive. Safe. She checked every room. Nothing. When she got back to her car, her phone rang. An unfamiliar voice whispered, "Thank you for listening. The rest depends on what you do next." The line went dead. After that night, there were no more boxes. No more messages. Darren could never trace the calls, the packages, or the mysterious man. The blood on the scarf didn't match anyone in the database. The USB contained audio clips, blurred photos, fragments of police reports about crimes that never actually happened. It was as if the evidence came from a version of reality that hadn't unfolded yet. Weeks turned into months. Emma kept the boxes locked away in her closet. Sometimes, late at night, she'd hear the faint rustle of cardboard, like something shifting inside. And even now, she can't shake the feeling that she was being used, not to stop a crime, but to start one. Because the truth is, some warnings never end. And sometimes, the most terrifying crimes are the ones that haven't happened yet.